Welcome, everyone. This is Jennifer Sanchez. You are watching the Wise Morning Coffee Chat Show. We are super excited because today is our 100th episode. And we have all these lovely ladies here with us this morning. They got up for me, and the audience got up for me and Kim this morning. So we thank you so much for being here with us. So who am I? My name is Jennifer Sanchez. I'm the founder of the Women's Institute of Self-Development Advocacy. I know that's long, so WISE for short. We're an organization that empowers women, helps them get to their next level. We do coaching, mentorship. We have conferences, retreats. We do all of this good stuff for women just to help them become unshakable, faith-filled, purpose-driven. So that's who I am. I'll pass it on to my co-host so she can introduce herself.
Good morning, ladies and audience. Thank you all for coming out. I'm super excited to be on this amazing panel this morning. My name is Kimberly Montesinos. I'm the owner of Crystal Clear Cleaning. I'm also a marketing director for Melaleuca. So I have a couple of businesses, but I love being the host of our coffee chat. And I'm so excited for our 100th episode.
Yeah.
So with that, let's take it on. Let's go.
Who wants to go first? Who wants to introduce themselves? Go for it.
Okay, wait. Same time. My name is Buenos Dias. Good morning. My name is Maria Elena Medina, and I am the owner and managing director of Welcome Home Care Agency. Welcome Home Care Agency is a full-service placement agency for caregivers that want to assist families to age in place in the comfort of their own home. So my job is to make that connection between the caregiver and the families and hopefully build a very good relationship so their loved ones can be taken care of instead of going to nursing homes or assisted living facilities. And that's what I do.
Thank you. How about you, Elizabeth? Go for it.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Elizabeth Banerjee, founder and CEO of Makeup Galore, Inc. We basically are a small cosmetic company, carefully curated products for Latinas and those who love the Latino culture. And we're on a mission here to promote self-care. I'm also a mother of 3 beautiful girls, a wife, and I have a 9-to-5 in the financial industry.
Wow.
Beautiful. Hard to follow that, right?
Good morning. My name is Dr. Alicia Laos. I'm a clinical psychologist. I have 3 passions: mental health, leadership, and marriage and family. And so that means I run a non-for-profit, started about 17 years, Family Bridges, to end the cycle of family trauma. And we do a lot of innovative programs in the community. And then I also do some corporate and professional development coaching in the business place.
Yes.
Nice.
I used to be her intern when I was in college. Just saying. This was like 20 years ago. This was when she first started. Yeah. Yes.
Wonderful. So good morning, everyone. My name is Paola Meiser. Thank you so much for the invitation and a pleasure to meet all these lovely ladies. I work in the financial industry, but I am also the founder of an organization called the Latina Executive Gulf Organization. And my mission is to get more Latinas engaged in these activities because there's a lot of opportunities for career advancement, business, and networking. So I'm trying to make it very fun and welcoming. So I hope to see you all trying pretty soon. We're talking about that. But I'm just thankful for the opportunity to be here and having this conversation. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Hello, everybody. My name is Natalie Bonner. I am the founder of Talented 10 Social Services, which is a nonprofit organization. Our mission is to educate and empower disenfranchised families in Chicago by providing community initiatives, programs, and referral services. I am also a self-published author. I write children's books. I'm a proud mom of 2. I have an adult, and then I have a 5-year-old. So life is, life is so fun. So I'm really excited to be here.
It's like you were leaving and then you
What's so crazy, honestly, I was planning like trips because my daughter was about to become a junior. So I'm like, oh, she graduates, we're going to do this, I'm going to do this. And then I found out I was pregnant. I literally did not believe it until he was here and I had changed like 100 diapers. I'm like, I'm really a mom again. So that's me.
Awesome. Thank you everyone for coming. Kim, you want to take over the next part of our segment?
So let's talk about coffee chat. So I'll start. So my favorite coffee, I have a couple, but I have switched over to oat milk. So I love when I really need to be on top of things. I love Starbucks. It's a pistachio oat milk.
Oh,
Girl, giving that tea.
Pistachio.
Oh.
At
different.
Starbucks?
It's Starbucks.
Okay, I gotta try that.
So Starbucks needs to give me some money. for
Yes.
promotion. But it's wonderful. But at home, I'll use oat milk, and I have a coffee maker, and I'll use like a flavored oat milk, hazelnut or French vanilla. So that's my favorite coffee in the morning, and I drink coffee every morning.
Woo!
So go ahead.
Great. I used to love coffee very, very much, and then I stopped drinking it. So right now, even though I enjoy coffee, not as much as I used to, I usually go for a tea, chamomile tea, té de manzanilla. That's always good.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter if it's very cold outside or, you know, in the summertime.
Sure.
But, you know, as long as it has caffeine, I'm okay.
Oh,
Yes, we need that. I'm a coffee drinker. I will have multiple coffees a day. But my favorite is the one that my mom makes. She puts canela in there, creamer, so delicious.
Café de olla.
it's like café de olla?
Kind
Yes.
of like café de olla.
I love coffee too, and I like the oat milk in the morning. But my introduction to coffee when I was in Florida, in college, multiple jobs. I worked at the school, and at 3:00, with all the Cubanos, they would bring me a shot of that. That's when the induction of coffee came to my life. I needed that, baby. At
Were they
3:00, man.
Were they cute?
No, it was just the Latina women in the world. The Cubanos, they were cute. Yeah.
They were strong.
I know. So, I know we're talking about coffee, but let's share a little bit about what's our favorite, beverage, especially in the morning, let's say. So, my little routine in the morning is I always drink hot water with lemon before I drink anything else during the day.
Yeah.
So I have to start with my warm cup of lemon water. So that's my drink to go first thing in the morning. And then when I start getting ready before I leave my house, then I'll have either my coffee or my tea as well. Also the oatmeal for me, it's special. But one funny thing is that even though I love coffee or teas, I need my caffeine. I cannot drink any caffeine after 12:00.
Oh, wow.
If I drink
She
any,
raised her hand.
the audience like that's me.
Yeah.
So if I'm somewhere, let's say having lunch and I don't think about it, somebody give me a coffee, I drink it, I will be 2 in the morning. Like,
Oh,
why
yeah.
would I
Yeah,
do
that's
that?
married
Why
too.
would
That's-
I do that? So that's my relationship with my caffeine, with my coffee, with my drinks.
Yeah.
That lemon detox.
Yes.
Make sure
Yes.
that
That's
it's
a
lowering your
story.
caffeine tolerance.
There's a
That's what that is.
story. They call that back in my day. They called it the Susan Lucci. I don't know.
I love Susan Lucci.
Okay, there is an American. What do you call it? Novelas? Soap opera.
Mhm.
And it's called General Hospital. So she was, or was it General
All my
Hospital?
children.
Are we showing
She's
our
all my
age?
children.
Hey, you're showing your age. No, it's okay. It's okay.
It's all my children, I think.
All my children were still on when I was a kid.
Right, this is what one of my older sisters told me. So
That's a
she
good one.
started that routine years ago because it detoxifies the body, right?
Mhm.
And lemon's supposed to be awesome for the liver, right? So we used to call that the Susan Lucci, but that's an amazing way to start your day. It's nice to share that.
Yeah, so-
It is.
Mhm.
It is.
We'll call that now. We'll call it.
Oh.
I would have my Susan Lucci.
Yeah, it's good for you. And she looks great. Yeah, she's like
Yes.
110 years old. And she looks great. I mean, you look amazing. You're young.
Right.
You're young.
She's like, no.
I have a daughter, so yeah, no, just-
She's like older daughters. My drink is surely a frap. A caramel frap. Oh no! No, even like once in a while, I love adding a little extra to my frap, but that's not often because I'm pretty busy. But I like a caramel frap with a shot of espresso every single morning.
Wow. Wow.
Even I probably can make it at home. I give my money to McDonald's. They know. As soon as I say hi, they're like, "Oh, okay, pull up." They know it's me.
That's awesome. That's awesome when they know you. So me, you guys know I want to do that. Like I've been trying so hard to do the hot lemon water in the mornings because I know it's good. I already forgot what it's called, Suzuki. So I'm gonna try that. But I do black coffee. You guys know if you guys watch the show, I'm always black coffee. Actually, yesterday I realized I get headaches when I drink coffee. Like I was like, why is my headache pounding at 3 p.m? I did not have any coffee that day, and that was like, yeah, that's bad. I'm a 3-4 coffee drinker during the day.
Oh, wow.
Like I do drink a lot of coffee. I need a lot of. Like I don't get stimulated easily. Like I. It doesn't not that way. Not that way.
A little early.
I can stimulate you guys. Coffee stimulates you. You guys are too much. But yeah, so usually just black coffee. But if I do go to Starbucks, it's a toasted white mocha, and it's only only in season during
That sounds
Christmas.
so
Toasted
good.
white mocha. So that is my fave.
That sounds
Yeah.
really good.
So let me make sure that we give a shout out to Ponce because they're the ones that provided coffee for today. So Maricel, thank you so much. Ponce, everyone here at the restaurant that's supporting us, we appreciate you. I don't know the type of coffee, but it's Ponce coffee that we're all drinking right now. It is good. So thank you so much. So make sure you guys come to Ponce Restaurant. I don't have the address in front of me right now, what it is, but we will make sure at the end we will promote them so you can buy your yummy Puerto Rican food here because we'll be eating Puerto Rican food when we're done today.
That's right.
So let's start off. You know, now that we talked about coffee, now everyone's drinking coffee here. Share with us. You guys are all CEOs, executive directors. You guys are leaders outside of your home. How does that work inside your home?
That's a great question.
Let's kick it off here.
Okay, that's a good one.
Well, I'm not the boss at home. My son is the boss. And
Aw.
yeah, he's an Aries, so they're bossy. It's okay. It's okay. But I feel like home is always supposed to be your safe space, and one of the most precious relationships you have is with your parents and with your children. So that's like your time to be vulnerable and who you really, really are, where you don't have to put on that mask and, do your duty or put on your cape. We're not even gonna say a mask, we put on capes around here.
Right.
So you don't have to put on your cape, you take your cape off. So I'm not the boss at home for the most part when it comes down to mom things, like clean up, that type of thing. But besides that, I'll let them do what they want. People would never think that about me because I'm very structured.
Yeah, you are. Could it also be because I feel like maybe because I'm older, I'm more passive too with my kids, maybe because can that be a thing?
I don't think it's passive though.
I'm tired of this. Like, do what you want.
Yeah,
No, just
but
wait.
I think like becoming a parent and you think about how you were raised and how your parents raised you, right? And how you felt when certain things happened, like being chastised for certain things when you shouldn't be, because as adults, we make quote unquote mistakes or mess ups all the time.
Yeah.
And we don't get chastised for them. So I treat my children like people. I respect their opinion. Even my little 5-year-old, I respect how he feels at times. So it's like really remembering how you felt when you were a child and using that as you are parenting. So it's not being passive. It's just being like a human. And as a parent, as a mom especially, you're like the most nurturing person your child will ever encounter.
Nice.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
I think it's all about empowering your kids at home, and then in the same way that we're trying to preach that in our work or in our non-for-profits,
Sure.
how can we do that with our children so that they also feel honored and valued and recognized? I'm all about trying to win at home just as much as I am winning at work.
Oh, tell us more.
Because
What's
Yeah,
it's so
what does
easy
that
to
mean?
fail at home, but you're a success at work, right? Or in your business.
Right.
Because it's hard to balance. And hey, that doesn't mean that you have moments where things are just crashing and you feel like the laundry and everything, at home is just falling apart and you don't have it all together. So to me, it's not necessarily about the tasks and chores. Those are all important to get done. But it's more about making sure my kids can aspire and move forward and have passion and energy, and I can foster in them the talents that I see in them, right? Help them flourish. And then also it means my husband and I need to be on the same page. And so because if we're happy, or even if we're arguing, we want to work it through so that the kids can see how it's important to speak up your truths, but do that, and you can have a little feistiness in it, but that you can work through it, and that you can apologize and have a family meeting. Because then I feel like that then they're going to be more equipped to be out there in their real life. But that takes work, and it takes intentionality in the same way that we create that business plan for work, or we show up for the meetings, or we create strategies. It's like we put so much intentionality in our work and in our business, and we need to put that much intention in our home life. Doesn't mean that we're going to be 100,
right? Sure.
but just win that home too.
Yeah.
I love
I
that.
can agree. I love
love
that.
that.
Great
That's
observation.
a great idea.
One thing that
ideology, yes.
Yes, no, but I completely agree to give that empowerment at home. Like for instance, when we're putting together events and we're there and we had to make decisions out of the home, it's good to be at home and give that opportunity to our kids. Like for instance, with my daughter in our free time or in our fun time, I let them to choose where they want to go. So I tell my daughter, what do you want to eat? Where do you want to go? Because when we're out and about in the world, we make those decisions, but it's good to give them that opportunity. So, Mom, I'm in the mood for this. Okay, that's where we're going. Or I would like to go and do this. So I think that is important to include them in not calling all the shots all the time. And with little things like that, that's important.
And I don't want to take over, but just I feel very passionate about this. So, one of the things that early on in having that, I created some rules. Now my kids are older, so we flexed it. But one was the rule, like I wasn't going to leave them beyond 3 days. So because of our work, we would take a lot of trips overseas in different areas. And I would talk to people and I said, well, that's great. That's a whole week. That means that you're going to pay for all of us to go, right? And it worked. A lot of times it didn't, but it worked a lot of times. So, I mean, I know that everybody has a different situation and whatever it may be, but you do create some ground rules and some boundaries, and then you have to fight for them.
Oh, we love
to work.
boundaries.
We do.
Mhm.
So, can I ask, just so that the viewers, because I don't know the viewers and the audience, so that everyone's aware, how many kids do you have and what are their ages? That would be good to just kind of like.
Right.
I'm just
I
kidding.
want to go
I'm
for it.
teasing.
Oh, okay.
Okay. The one I was going to avoid. No, I'm just kidding. I'm very proud mom of two beautiful ladies. The oldest one is 27. I'm so proud of her. She went to the army. So she said that living in the army and living with me, that was a walk in the park.
Wow.
Nice.
She was my first daughter, so I was more on top of, things. But no, yes, but very proud of her. She's now doing her MBA. And she went to Spain to do it. And she's really, she's having a beautiful life. She's very, I'm very proud of her. So that's my older daughter. And then I have my little one. She's not so little. She just actually turned 18 years old in January.
Oh, 18.
So now she's a lady. She used to be a little lady. Now she's a whole lady. Yeah.
She's a whole
lady now.
And I mean, I'm very proud of her as well. She's actually, it's one of the things that I feel very proud about is that through the women organization that I started, she has throughout the years witnessed the programs that I discussed with her. And I actually asked her to give me ideas or to programs. So one of the programs that I run in the organization that I founded a couple of years ago, or co-founded a couple of years ago, it was a mom and daughters tea party or high tea. So I was inspired because when I was younger, when she was younger, we used to get together and she had a little set that her grandma gave her. So we used to sit together and have tea. So that was so beautiful and I wanted to bring that. But my daughter inspired me to do things, and now she goes present with me. She talks to the audience of very awesome.
Awesome.
Nice. That's awesome. Okay, so who else? Well, I have a 15-year-old girl. They're all girls. 15, 8, and 3. So that's me. So just putting that out there. And I kind of feel like you, like,
Yeah.
you know, I know I have one in the middle. But I was like, oh, I started all over again. So yeah.
You did. 21 and 5. 21-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old son. And I'm glad I did it that way because my daughter can help with the son. Boys be like, "Ma, I gotta go. I got a girlfriend." Daughter helps.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, it's true. It's true.
I have a 13-year-old boy and Daniel and Catalina, who's 9, and they're bookworms. They put me to shame. And they're like, "Mom, you need to read more." And I'm like, "My child is parenting me."
They learned it from you. They learned it from you. That's awesome.
I have 3 girls. The youngest just turned 8. I have another one that just turned 10 and a 16-year-old.
Wow.
And I think that, you know, like people always tell us that we've done such a great job raising them because we have no issues, you know, like I'm not gonna but very well behaved, focused on school. They're all straight A students. My middle child is in 4th grade, currently reading like at an 8th grade level. So like, very, very happy with what we've accomplished so far.
Nice.
Awesome.
Nice.
That's wonderful. I am a proud mother of a 14-year-old daughter, Isabella, and she's here in the audience. She wanted to come and support her mama. She's like my biggest advocate. You know, it's only I'm a single mom, so she's you know, she and I are pretty much together all the time. We spend a lot of time at my mother's house, who's 89 years old.
Wow.
So you know, we have, you know, again, big community and so forth. So we don't spend a lot of time at home. Pretty much we're outside, either I'm working out in the field or my daughter's at school. And then from there, we spend a lot of time with my mom. She refuses to live with us and she does not want us to live with her. She wants her independence. And I understand that totally. When she's hot, I'm cold. When I'm cold, she's hot. And, you know, you cannot change adults at that time. And it's respecting, you know, her wishes. But we have a very close relationship, not only with my mom, but with my sisters. We're all women in my family. My mom had 3 girls and her 3 girls had girls.
Oh, wow.
So it's all, you know, pretty much women, but we support each other. We love each other. And I love what you talked about, being intentional at home. I think that's something that I could try to incorporate it because I'm intentional at work. I'm intentional in the activities that I do outside of the home. And then once I get home, I'm just exhausted and sometimes do not take the time to do things that are important to do. So I can show my daughter also that you just don't go home and sit. Relax.
Yeah.
But there's other responsibilities that have to happen. So it's just a matter of understanding how to balance work and life and, you know, just keep trying a little bit at the time.
Yeah. That's good. Thank you. Kim, how many kids, ages?
So, talk about my age. No, God gifted me with 2 beautiful children. My oldest is 27, Christian. He just graduated from Northeastern University with environmental studies. And then all of a sudden he's like, I want another degree. So he went and got certified to be a personal trainer. So I'm like, okay, he's on a roll, right? And then my daughter is currently taking a break, but she is a natural born leader. She attends DePaul University. But right now, I love that she stepped back and she just kind of wants to figure out what she wants to do. So I love both of them. I love what you said about intentionality. I can think about things that I could have done better. But I do that. I try to do what we can now and just keep moving forward, right? And then just, like you said, there are no mistakes, there's decisions. I love that. So that's me. Those are my beautiful kids.
Okay. Thank you for sharing. So I know that we let's go back to the question, right? Because I know we kind of got off track, right? How do we, and I know that there's good intentionality, like, but how do we implement being leaders in our homes, right? because I'm pretty sure the people that are watching and the people in the audience, they want to know, okay, how do we balance work and life, right? So anyone want to add and chime in that hasn't spoken yet?
I would like to add, it's important to be present at home because with all the technology nowadays, you know, you get on the laptop, you're working from home, you get on your phone, and the kids see that and they feel that.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I started when I was going through my master's program was a lot. I had my work, my business, and doing the papers was create time for them. So we called it family night. Movie night, Fridays was movie night, got them super excited, and it's just all of us. They choose the movie, you know, get a lot of, you know, popcorn or a little candy, their favorite food, and no phones, nothing, just sit there and enjoy whatever movie they choose. And they, to this day, I mean, it's been 2 years since I graduated, and they love Friday night, movie night. So it's the importance, they don't want to let go of that because I think that they feel that one time that we just, all of us together. you
Yeah,
know.
that's good. That's good. That's good. Well, I love this conversation. Do you want to chime in, Maria? I know you haven't spoken yet about the leadership at home.
I just think that it's important. We cannot tell our children, do this, if we don't do it ourselves.
Right.
So it's teaching, of course, we always know, we know that, teach by example, teach by doing it yourself. I think that's something I can certainly improve on. There's other things that my daughter, you know, she can say nice things about me and admire about me, but, you know, I think, because we're just a two-person household, I pretty am, you know, flexible with her. You know, sometimes I get very busy and she'll go on and do her TikToks and listen to her music or, you know, talk to friends or do her homework. But my daughter is very mature, and I think that's a big plus that for me, that I don't have to worry about being on her back about, did you do your homework? Did you do your chores? Did you finish a project? She is the one who actually comes to me and tells me, look what I got, look what I did, let's start choosing next year's classes. You know, she's very on top of things, and it's just a matter, again, of doing the things. If we want to teach our children, we have to do things ourselves. We have to lead by example.
Yeah, good, good. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna take a quick minute break. So when we come back, we'll have more conversation. And if anyone's watching that has questions, please make sure you add it in the chat. And if anyone's watching and you haven't shared what's your favorite beverage, make sure you also add it to the chat, because we definitely will show that afterwards, the questions. So thank you so much. Give us 1 minute, 1 to 2 minute break, and we'll be right back.
Welcome back, everyone. We're going to go ahead and start our interaction with our audience. We have some amazing questions this morning, so we want to go ahead and address those. So we're going to start with Angel. Angel, you want to go ahead and ask that question? I thought it was amazing.
Good morning, ladies. My question is, what has been your biggest obstacle or challenge in starting your business, and how did you overcome it?
Yeah. You know what? Let's pass that mic to whoever's gonna answer.
Okay. Who'd like to start that?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Great question. I did not start my business. I acquired my business in 2012 from my uncle, actually from my uncle's wife. My uncle passed away suddenly from colon cancer. Basically, when he found out he had cancer, was December, and he passed away in February. The business, he always would call me and tell me, I need your help because you are a great marketing person. You're a great salesperson, and I need you to help me with my business. So I would often help him. I really never liked the business from the very beginning because I do not like to see human pain. And working with elderly people that are sick, that caused me pain. So I had to learn a lot about myself by taking over this business. But I did not want, no one in his family or in my family wanted to take over the home care agency. So after giving it a lot of consideration and thought, I did not want his biggest dream to die with him. So I purchased the business in 2012. I think for me, the biggest challenge was it had already passed about 1.5 years since he died. And what happened is that many of the clients were gone, many of the caregivers were gone. He did not have the right process in place. He did not have just a lot of things that are so important, right? The structure to run the business adequately, and I had to pretty much start from scratch. The business has suffered tremendously, especially after COVID, because as you all know, hospitals were on a lockdown, assisted living facilities were on a lockdown, nursing homes were on a lockdown, and I lost a lot of business. So I had to, again, reinvent myself and start all over. So that's been my challenge. But we survived, we're surviving.
Amen.
I can go next. Hello, everyone. One of my biggest obstacles was fear. Fear, and I wasn't confident enough to start the beauty business because I'm just a regular person. I didn't go to cosmetology school. I'm just a girl that loves makeup. And as a mom and a corporate executive and a wife, you lose yourself, with all these responsibilities. So I started taking care of myself again, doing things that I liked. And my niece was actually the one to push me into opening the business. She wanted help with opening a business. I'm like, sure, I'll help you. I'll do it with you. I'll be your partner. So because of her, I started this, and I'm so glad I did. And now I want to make sure that all women continue and take care of themselves. Self-care is very important. And through makeup, makeup is amazing. Statistically, they say that if you put something on, a lip gloss, a lipstick, like you feel better because you think you look better, makes you more confident. So I'm like, you know what? I want to bring that to every woman out there. So.
Awesome. That's so nice.
I think distractions and just everything that just is in our world makes it hard to focus and continues to be not just starting a business, but just being able to focus. But also just for me, the focus internally, because I'm an idea generator person, to have competing ideas constantly, and then having the discipline to see one idea through and stick through it instead of just getting sidetracked by the next shiny thing that's around the corner. I think it's been incredibly helpful to be surrounded by other people, by other women, by other business leaders, by other stakeholders that have then held me accountable and have provided coaching and mentoring and cheerleaded me on. And that's really what has helped me move forward and then stay focused in that one area or that one niche that finally I chose to stick to.
Accountability. That's the key word today.
Oh, my.
So I am going to agree what it was already mentioned. I think that for me, the biggest challenge that I have was myself. A lot of us tend to believe in that imposter syndrome. And we can represent, I always been in business development, sales, and I can pretty much represent no problem. But sometimes for me, it becomes about represent yourselves or sell yourself, or we don't have the confidence. So I think that for me, that's one of the things that I need to overcome. And once you realize that it's just a light in your head, you know, you can provide, you can build other businesses where you can have a business for yourself. So I think that that's one of the things that that I can share.
Yeah, that is a good point.
I think the hardest part is getting started, just simple as that, like making the decision that you're gonna do it. And then I can definitely identify with you with ideas, because I'll say one thing and then I'm like, oh, but then if I had, so I come up with tons and tons of different ideas. And even though in my head, they all work together, right? They're all connected. Everybody else might not think that way. So picking out what stands out the most and making the decision of like, okay, what is the thing I'm most passionate about right now? And I have to add the right now part because it changes right now, and then going ahead and making the decision to do it. So just getting started is the hardest part, or was the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny? And I'm gonna add that I had my logo like 5 years prior before I started Wise. I've said this, like I was throughout working for the nonprofit world, I was planning and planning and planning, and then it was just like, when am I gonna do it? When am I gonna do it? So it was that imposter syndrome, it was that fear of like ageism, like am I
don't like mics.
Yeah,
Do I
let's
have
not-
to use this
let's not-
mic?
let's not use that. Let's not use that.
Let me give you this mic. You know, but for me, it was really like, okay, since I do the coaching, right, and the mentorship, and I was privileged enough to be in a nonprofit where I did coaching and career coaching. So I was already in the habit of helping people. But then it was like, am I good enough? Are people going to take me seriously, right? And now that I think about it, even like just to share now, years down the road, right? Now where I'm at now. And then we're always going to hit struggles in our businesses, right? And there's going to be a time when you are going to question yourself, like, okay, am I still doing the right thing? Am I in the right place? But then you've built communities, accountability, you have stakeholders, partners, and they remind you, oh, this is what you did, Jennifer. This is what you've done. And then you're like, okay, I'm still on the right path. Let me keep going. So it was just to get started. That took a while because I didn't trust myself enough. But then it was, now when you're struggling through the business, okay, now I need like more reminders of like, I'm still on the right path. And I don't know about you guys, but I've questioned myself multiple times.
Every day. Every day.
And then like, why do I do this?
Every
day.
Right.
Why do I
do this?
And And then it's like, oh, now I remember.
That is so true. I just said
Usually
that
by
to
the end
somebody.
of the day, it's usually when you touch someone's life. That's what, let me just say that. Usually when you touch or change someone's life, you just improve their life in some way. Then you realize it just brings you back to why you're doing it, right?
Your
But I
why.
did want to say something because I love that question about the obstacle of starting your business. Because I've had my business now 19 years. So I can think about when I started and now what it is now. And what I do say to anyone out there who wants to start a business, I truly believe in coaching. I think as a business owner, you always need to have a coach or a mentor. Because remember, if you have employees or you're starting something, you need someone to pour into you. You're the leader. So what happens is we get lost because we're always taking care of other people. all of us on this panel, I have employees, or you have someone that you're in charge of. You need someone to help mentor you to keep you on track with that accountability. And the second thing that's really important, in addition to everything you amazing ladies are saying, is to surround yourself with like-minded people.
Yes.
If you don't do that, it's the crab syndrome. Have you heard of the crab syndrome?
Tell us what it is. Tell us what it
Okay,
is for
so
the
the
viewers.
crab syndrome, it doesn't necessarily mean, it can be our family, it can be our friends, it can be your surrounding. People don't do this intentionally. I don't think people intentionally are bad, right? But if you're trying to get a goal that you think in your mind already, let's just say you wanted to have a multi-million-dollar business, and your surroundings say to you, what? That's not it. Why are you thinking that? Or they'll give you negative reactions to that.
Yep.
That makes you're already fearful, you're already not confident, but we have to put on that cape. I love cape, not mask.
That's
Amen to
right.
that. It's not a mask, it's a cape. That you're saying, I can do this, right? I have to put my cape on of confidence. But if other people around you don't believe in that, you just stay in your own, you stay stagnant.
No.
You stay stagnant and you don't even realize it because you're constantly, when you're trying to attain a goal, you're trying to create ideas. You're trying to make that happen for yourself, for others, for your community, for whoever that is. But you have to surround yourself with people that say you can do it.
Yeah.
Not question that you can't do it,
Yeah.
but help you get there.
Yes.
Right? And you
Yes.
can always change it. It could start out $1 million and it could be $2 million, it could be $500,000, it could just be, I touched someone's life today. But
Yes.
if you don't surround yourself with those people, and let me just say the other people that don't support it, they will change or they will go away.
That's true.
Okay, and it's okay. It's okay. But that is really crucial. Be careful who you surround yourself with when you're trying to attain your goals.
Amen to
That is
that.
so
That was a word.
Right.
That's
That's
crucial.
right.
That's good. We got everybody clapping. I know we had another question. Can you pass the mic to
Yes,
Maria?
who's the other question in the audience? Maria.
I think
Okay.
you gotta turn it on.
Thank
Is
you.
it on?
I think that was off. And you did.
I was like, Kim is loud. She's handling it. She's handling it.
All right, well, thank you so much. My question is, if you could go back, way in the beginning, when you first were thinking of your business, what would you do differently that you think might have propelled you to success sooner?
Ooh.
Great question.
Protect my intellectual property.
Ooh.
Okay, because
The people.
listen. Woo, Lord, I'm still praying about it. Okay, because I give away $1 million ideas, so I can't say that. I can't say I would change too much because the pitfalls and different experiences have definitely developed me as a person. And you have to go through certain things when you are a leader. You can't have an ego. Your ego has to go away. And in order for that to happen, you got to come across some unpleasant situations because the way we're reared to have a huge ego. So you got to break all of that down. And as an adult, it's very difficult, right? So it's a whole unlearning to learn process. But my main thing would be to protect your intellectual property. Liza, you already know how it go down. Okay? We got somebody, and listen, the nonprofit business is just as cutthroat or more than corporate America.
It's terrible.
And you wouldn't know. No, it is. You wouldn't understand it until you did the flip because I was in corporate America. Oh God.
Yeah.
I was in corporate America first. And I'm like, this is I just want to help people and love and blah, blah, blah. And so I flipped it and then I got that first reality check. I'm like, I just want to help people in love. Like, what's going on here?
And there's for the nonprofit people, because I know I work in nonprofit, right? There's politics. You gotta scratch people's back and they gotta scratch your back.
They want you to brown nose.
There is competition because everyone's competing for the same
For a
pot of
person.
money.
Funding.
For a person. It
Right.
boils down to just a person being
Well,
a price tag.
Yeah, well, what happens is that money decides,
Money decides.
right? And so as much as you have change and human flourishing attached to money, and the client and the person that is providing that money is not the client that you're serving, but other structures, then that's when things go south.
Yeah.
You know, that's a great point. I'm glad you brought that to the forefront because I was a person when I started my business, it wasn't about the money. It really wasn't. It was about spending time
So
with my
true.
children.
Right.
And I had the flexibility to do that with my business
Right.
and that, right?
Yes.
But now it is about the money, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Right.
Because if you don't have money, you can't help other people.
Exactly. And you know what happens though with the for-profit world? Everybody knows it's about
It's about the money.
But in the non-for-profit, oh, it's not about the money.
That's
It
what,
is.
yeah.
It is about.
It's
So
a
if you're
business.
just
Right.
upfront about it, then it's
Right.
Going back to your question though, I think at the beginning I worked myself way too much to death. I still do a lot, like a lot of us. But I somehow sold some ideas in my head that I thought I had to do. Like get up at 7 in the morning and start working at 7 or whatever it was, or be in the office at X hour and not necessarily scope out time for myself. And so it wasn't until it hit me like, where did I get these rules that are dictating my life? I can actually have ownership over my calendar and create time for me to think, for me to like think about the business or think about the work instead of everybody else owning my time and
Right.
letting everything else dictate to my time.
Wow.
So it was like you're an agent of your life, and whatever you say you're going to do, and if you create some boundaries around that, then it's just a mindset, and then all of a sudden you're healthier, and you're more well rested and more well balanced
Yeah.
than where you're just like running because you're running and you don't really carve out that time.
Wow.
I love
That's
that.
good.
So
That's
I would like to share a little bit or also give, the way that I look at it. What would I tell myself or what I tell everyone at this point if they're thinking to go in business with other people? We start something because we come from the heart. God put a little mission in our heart or put an idea that maybe we want to, move forward and that becomes the potential new business. So I think that if anybody is going to have partnerships, you go always with your heart, with your best intention, but always, this I would tell myself years ago, hope for the best, but prepare for the worst.
Yes.
So it's something just practical, I guess, because once again, we just start with our hearts, have our best intention, and then it could be great, but also it can be so. That would be my 2 cents.
That's good. I think I would say, and you know this, Maria, because you worked with me, and my team knows this too. I'm laughing right now. Get paid what you're worth.
Yeah, that's a huge.
Pay what you're worth, and or be okay with being paid what you're worth. Because I think sometimes, because when we have missions and we want to change people's lives and we want to help people, you're like, you want to do things for free, right? You want to give things away. You want to give your time away, and you have to be selective.
Yes.
You got to pay bills. You got kids to feed. You got to do things. But sometimes entrepreneurs, we're like, oh, I'll give this for free, or oh, I'll give my time for free, or someone will say, well, give me a discount. Oh, okay, I'll help you out here. So, and I find myself also doing that myself because I so badly want someone to change their life because I know the power that comes with transition and changing, because I know how I've changed. I know how I've seen other women change. I know what products we have that can help someone. But at the end of the day, if they have no skin in the game, they ain't gonna do jack, SHIT. If there's no skin in the game, they're not gonna change nothing. So those people that ask for free stuff, don't change. They're just gonna take advantage and never show up.
Wow.
Jennifer is like fussing at me right now. Okay, I'm like, I do give too much stuff away for free.
But but it's our hearts where we want to
True.
serve,
Right,
we want to
right.
give, and I think it's also like that feminine quality inside of us where we want to nurture and like let's nurture them back to health. Like no, sometimes you gotta crack that whip.
That's true.
All right, guys. So I know this is all exciting for those that I don't know if comments are coming in or anyone has said anything or any questions.
No, they're just loving it.
They're loving it. Okay, good. So I want to make sure that we promote Ponce Restaurant. So for those, do you have the address?
West Fullerton.
4313 West Fullerton. Thank you. 4313 West Fullerton. Make sure you guys come and check out. Oh, what are you gonna do? birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Jennifer. Happy birthday to you.
And it matches her outfit.
All that is
Oh,
She is more precious than Ruby.
I love that.
oh, that is so pretty.
Don't cry now.
All right.
Thank you. We had to throw that one in there. You can continue now.
Oh. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Stop. It's okay. It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry, but not on camera.
It's okay to be vulnerable.
Not in front of camera. Let's turn it off and then we'll cry. But thank you so much for coming. I want to make sure I thank Ponce Restaurant and the team. Janet over there. Maricel, who's in Puerto Rico, but she helped coordinate all this from Puerto Rico. That's right. That's boss. That's boss. That is over there, right? So, and definitely everyone here, thank you so much, you guys. The audience. So make sure that you guys again support Ponce Restaurant. They have amazing jibarito sandwiches here. I love the acapurias. Those are my favorite. Make sure you guys follow us at Women's Self Development. Our website is womenselfdevelopment.com, or you can follow us at Women's Self Development. And then, of course, we'll continue our show every Monday morning at 7:15 in the morning. So make sure you catch us next Monday with our next guest. You guys have a blessed, amazing day and weekend. Bye. Congratulations.